Bem-vindos a mais um Café com Intercâmbio. Hoje temos aqui a presença de Kimberley Nance. Kimberley é representante da Universidade de Melbourne e que vem ao Brasil entrevistar alunos e candidatos a estudos na universidade. São alunos que podem fazer tanto um curso de graduação, pós-graduação, doutorado e pós-doutorado. Então, Kimberley, nós temos 4 perguntas para você hoje. A primeira pergunta que os alunos querem saber é que tipo de auxílio a universidade pode dar aos estudantes internacionais.
So, as an international student in Australia, you are permitted to work on your student visa. So you are permitted to work up to 20 hours per week during semester and for longer during your holiday or vacation period. So a lot of students do tend to work, have a part-time job while they study. This is a good way to get some extra money to help with your living expenses, and also a great way to get some work experience and meet some new people. There are a few options. We have a great career service at our University of Melbourne which can help you find part-time work either on campus or close by, or there are other search engines you can use to find work maybe in the city or nearby. So it's very common. We obviously want you to focus on your studies and put your efforts in there, but the timetable allows you some free time to enable you to work while you study.
A próxima pergunta, que muitos têm curiosidade, é de saber quantos estudantes brasileiros estão na Universidade de Melbourne hoje.
So at the University of Melbourne, we have around 60,000 students. So it's quite a large student population, but it is about 50% undergraduate and 50% postgraduate. So it's quite a good mix of students, and it is a big campus, so it never feels too crowded. Of that student population, about 30% are international students, so it's a very large, multicultural, diverse student population from countries all around the world. So we have lots of students from Asia, obviously, given our location and proximity to Asia, but also students from Latin America, Europe, and so on. With regards to Brazilian students at Melbourne, we tend to get about 15 to 20 students per year from Brazil. So it's not large numbers, but it is growing, and there is a large Brazilian community itself in Melbourne. But I think it's really good if you do come to study at the University of Melbourne from Brazil. You'll meet students from lots of different cultures. You'll be able to practice your English, and you'll be able to have a really different experience in Melbourne.
E você, Kimberley? Você é de Melbourne?
I am originally from Melbourne. I love the city of Melbourne. I think Melbourne is great in terms of what it offers. I think a lot of people move to Melbourne for the opportunities that they can get there, both professionally in work and also for study opportunities and the lifestyle. Some of the reasons I love Melbourne is there's always something to do every day of the week. Whether you're interested in live music, which I personally am, I go to see a lot of bands. You can also go to sporting events, you can play or spectate sport. We're very passionate about sport in Melbourne. There's also a great food scene, so as we are so multicultural in the city of Melbourne, there's lots of great restaurants with really kind of quality, authentic cuisine, whether you're interested in Korean or Thai or Middle Eastern, there's every type of food. There's a really big cafe culture as well, so we're very into our coffee in Melbourne, and you'll find lots of independently run cafes. So we don't really have Starbucks or the big chains. We tend to more prefer independent cafes that all have their own kind of characteristics and offerings. And there's also a really big art and culture environment. So if you're into going to galleries or theatre and so on, there's really something to do for everyone in Melbourne. I think that's why a lot of people find that they can settle in well to Melbourne. There's lots of different types of people, both cultures and also in terms of interests and passions. So people find that they can find similar-minded people and settle into Melbourne well. There's also lots of great work opportunities and a strong economy as well. So I think Melbourne attracts a wide variety of people, which makes it an exciting place to be. You meet lots of different people from different kind of walks of life and cultures, and I think that's one of the real benefits of Melbourne.
E a nossa última pergunta de hoje, Kimberley. Qual que é a melhor forma de um estudante do Brasil entrar em contato com a universidade para se matricular em um dos cursos?
So if you are looking to apply from Brazil and you want to come study at the University of Melbourne, we would encourage you to use our education agent based in Brazil. Melbourne International, they've helped many students from Brazil come to study at the University of Melbourne, so they understand everything you need to do with regards to applying to our programs. You can do this if you're applying to foundation or to the bachelor degrees at the university. So they will help you submit all your documentations, provide all the kind of translating and services to apply to the university. And then after you receive an offer, they'll also help with your acceptance and visa application. So it really takes a lot of the stress off you. It can be a little bit overwhelming doing this from another country and it's hard to understand all the requirements. So that is why it is very helpful and we would recommend you use an education agent, not only for the course application but also to help you moving to Melbourne. It's obviously a big decision moving countries and that support I think really helps.
Então, se você curtiu essa entrevista e tem interesse em saber mais sobre a Universidade de Melbourne, sobre o processo de matrícula, documentação, qualificação no inglês necessário para você ser aceito e todos os detalhes de visto e acomodação, seguro-saúde, entre em contato aqui com a gente. Será um prazer ajudá-lo.